I'm not doing the interview live on stream. There were people who were actually surprised that I wasn't going to be like applying for jobs on stream. Like just like writing my entire full name and address on stream. You know, there were people who were actually surprised by that. But yes, we had the interview. I am so excited, you guys. I have no words. I have no. Okay, so I know that this was just preliminary. This was just a first call, but it was so cool. They're so cool. Everyone there is so cool, and I won't say anything about it. I know. I know, but it was so cool. Okay, so I was like all ready for it, right? Like I did all of my getting ready for streaming stuff. I made my 3 drinks that sit on my desk throughout the day. I cut up an apple, you know? I did all my pre-stream stuff. I took my meds, and my nephew is just like interjecting things about his Zelda game, and he's like, everybody look at this tree! And we're like, okay, bud, but like, this is important. So 5 minutes before the interview, right? I'm like, okay, so it's like, it's gonna be a phone screen, whatever. And he's like, just pull up the link and see what it says. And I pull up the link and I see what it says. And it says it's a video call. And I'm wearing a sweatshirt that says breadsticks on it. I'm wearing a sweatshirt that just says breadsticks in all capital letters. Like as though the college I went to is called Breadsticks. As though I went to Breadsticks University. And like my hair is just like a mess, right? Like I had just showered and I just like, you know, I didn't like do anything with my hair. So I just had like wet hair. I just looked like a drowned rat. And I had to tie up my hair into a bun and like change it to a business casual shirt and like I don't know what I'm doing with makeup, so I'm usually like but I've been told the best thing to do is just like roughly powder your face with just like a brush and any kind of powder to make it like look sort of matte. So it's not shiny, especially if you've just been running, and put something on it to tamp down some of the redness. Because if you've just been running and then you shower, your face is so red. And like, I had like 5 minutes and I was just shouting. I was like, time check. And my dad was like, you have 3 minutes. And I'm just like pulling through all the shirts in my closet. Like, which sweater makes me look smart? But we got it. We did it. I was there in time. I sat down just in time. And then the call started and I was like, hello, I'm not out of breath. I was giving normal. I was really giving normal. So they told me that they would be reaching out with next steps next week. The next step would be a non-technical interview with more of the engineering team. And then from there, I would be given a take-home assignment. And then I would be doing like live Q&A on that assignment with their engineers. And then I would get my technical interviews. So, you know, it's going to be a long process. But I mean, for this company, like we knew that. So you don't want to ever look like you're trying, right? People think you're a worse engineer if you look like you're like trying, right? You don't want to look like you had your hair done, you know? You don't want to look like you know how to do makeup for a tech job. If you look like you know how to interface with people, they just assume you're a worse engineer, and they're probably right. So like for me, it's a delicate balance, because for a tech interview, you want to look like Mark Zuckerberg's chic. You know what I mean? Like you want to look like clean and put together, but like you only wear one shirt in 3 different colors. Like that's what you're going for. So I had to like literally wearing my dad's old sweater. I put on my less cool looking glasses. I was like ready to go. Robot vibes. Exactly. Button down Patagonia vest. Well, I wouldn't be wearing a Patagonia vest inside, but they do love those Patagonia vests, dude. That's the uniform. I wish, like, okay, I love being a girl. I'm good with it. You know, I've never had any problems with it, but sometimes I wish that I could have the energy of like a tech dad. I love what tech dads bring to a space. I love the way that they like walk in there. They have like a small check plaid shirt. It buttons down. It's like made of some kind of sports fabric, but it almost looks like a real button down. You know, you just want to look like not crusty at all. You know, you want to look like put together, right? Oh my God, they have that small check like sportswear fabric. They have those pants that are like, they look like if you touched them, they would feel slightly stretchy, but they fit almost like work pants. You know what I mean? And then they have like some kind of elegant, like you don't smell exactly. Some kind of like elegant sneaker. You know, tech dads love an elegant sneaker. You know what I mean? Like it's gonna be like an all wool upper and like weirdly flexible, or it's gonna be like a leather sneaker for some reason, like a brown leather sneaker. You know, that's what a tech dad loves to wear. He loves to wear an over-engineered sneaker. He loves to wear a sneaker that costs like $80, not more, not less. And then you gotta top it with the Patagonia outerwear. Now, One piece of Patagonia outerwear, that's tech dad like level 1. But if you're a senior engineer level tech dad, then you got 2 pieces of Patagonia outerwear. You know, you've got like your Patagonia vest, right? It's sort of a knit material, and then over that you have like a Patagonia like raincoat type material, you know? And it's in like kind of a bold color, like you took a little bit of a risk, and you wouldn't have taken that risk if you didn't have your supportive wife. Tech dads, they have a supportive wife who encourages them to take small risks, like wearing a slightly brighter colored raincoat than he would have in his youth. That's what I aspire to. I aspire to be a tech dad with a supportive tech wife. I don't know why I'm talking about this. I'm sorry. I have so much energy because that was like so crazy. Or a supportive tech husband. Well, okay. We're speaking in generalities here. We're describing like the tech dad that is the most formula tech dad. You know what I mean? And I do think that guy does have a supportive tech wife. But listen, if you're a tech dad with a supportive tech husband, I love you for that. Congratulations, you two. I hope you live a long and beautiful life together. Formula One tech dad. Exactly. The most formulaic possible tech dad. They tend to have either no kids or at least 3. Okay. So I feel like there's a lot of tech dads. So like I've only known tech dads at the point in their career where they have like their first kid, right? They've got like their first kid and that's it. And they're like, honestly, it's not that different from having our designer breed dog. When we got our designer breed puppy, we had to stay up the whole night with him anyway. So I thought parenthood would be a lot harder, but really it's not that different from our, $3,000 dog. I love tech dads. I love them. They're very funny, but I love them. What else about tech dads? Oh, they have a supplement stack. That's something about tech dads. Tech dads love to talk about what supplements they're taking. I've never really taken supplements, but I know about all of the supplements. I know about all the nootropics because I spend a lot of time with tech dads. I would say a tech dad age range. I would say tech dads start around 28, right? 28 is really when a tech dad comes into his own. You can sometimes tell at like 26, 27 when a tech man gets married. And when a tech bro gets married and like becomes a tech man and he's like ready to be a tech dad, but he's not a tech dad yet. You know what I mean? He's on the cusp. He's on the verge, right? He started wearing that slightly brighter color shell. He remembers to bring an umbrella because his supportive tech wife reminds him, but he's not quite tech dad yet. My favorite thing that tech dads do is they get really into only one kind of cooking. Yeah, 28 is when it starts. 28 is when tech dad can start. That's like the youngest possible tech dad. But my favorite thing that tech dads do is when they get into one very specific part of cooking. Like I love when a tech dad starts growing basil and he doesn't grow anything else, but he loves it. He talks about his basil plant. It's so good and fulfilling for him. He brings in the basil to work sometimes. He's like, I grew this myself. You can really taste the difference. And you're like, yes, tech dad, I can, Love it. I love brewing beer. That's a classic one. Tech dads love to ferment stuff. They love to ferment stuff. They're always fermenting stuff. They love to pickle. They love to bring in like a can of pickles that they made and just be like, you've got to try these dilly beans. I love tech dads. I love them so much. Tech dads are like some of my favorite people to hang out with because they don't have their own projects anymore, but they miss their own projects. You know what I mean? Like every tech dad can play a little bit of guitar or piano. It's one or the other. It's never both. He can always play a little bit of guitar or piano and he wants to get better at it. So if you offer him an opportunity, if you're like, oh my God, you should bring it into the office sometime and we could jam, tech dads get so hyped. They love it. They love to get into a craft. Yeah, tech dads love to build hexagon shelves in their garage to surprise their supportive tech wife. That's something, and supportive tech wives, they love Pinterest trends from like 4 years ago, 5 years ago, 6 years ago. I don't know why. Supportive tech wives, also incredible, an incredible breed. I love a good supportive tech wife. She loves Instagram trends from then. Like she is just now getting herself a balayage. She's getting herself a balayage. She's dyeing her tips pink. She's like, well, I wasn't going to do it during the pregnancies, but as a little treat for me for my birthday, right? I love that for her. Now she's got hexagon shelves for her room. Oh my God. Yes, they're always teachers. Why are they always teachers? And like, I love that. I love teachers. I think teachers are sweet. But yeah, supportive tech wife, she's incredible. She loves to get a little balayage as a treat, right? She loves to buy her husband a bold colored shell. She loves the shelves that her husband made for her classroom. Every time you come by her classroom, which I often do, I spend a lot of time in schools because my mom and sister are teachers. So at the beginning of the school year, they always need help setting things up. So I always go to the school with them to help them like unpack everything, set up all the books for the year, sharpen all the pencils, etc. You sound like a supportive tech wife, Mel. Heck yeah. No, these categories don't have to be gendered. You can be a supportive tech wife if you're a dude, and you can be a tech dad if you're a woman. I want to be a tech dad someday. I'm aiming high to be a tech dad someday. Right, supportive tech wife, if you walk into her classroom even for a moment, first of all, she's like so sweet. She's so nice, right? She's like, "Oh, I got these lollipops for the kids, but if you want one, you can have first pick. They still have all the flavors," right? She's the best. She's the best. But in addition, anywhere you are in her room, even if you just walk past the doorway, she will point out the hexagon shelves that her tech dad husband made for her. She'll be like, "Yeah, he has a little space in the garage. He has a little space in the garage. He made these. I saw them on the internet and I really wanted them, but you'd be surprised how pricey they are." I love them. I love them so much. I love tech dads. Yes, he's very excited about the 3D printer he never uses. That's another tech dad thing. Well, because it's loud, it's loud and it uses a lot of power, and that filament is actually pretty expensive, But he's going to keep it around because the kids are going to be really interested in it. He really wants to get his kids into tech. That's my favorite thing about tech dads, is they're always like, how do I get my kids interested in tech? And it's like, I don't know, man. You were interested in tech. What worked for you? Like, why are you trying to crowdsource this? Right? Oh, box of unused cables. Always. If you need any cable at all, it can be like a USB standard that has not been used in forever. Like USB-B, I want to say. That's the one with like the house shape, right? That's the house shaped one. He has one of those. He has like one of those to like USB-C. Like he has standards to standards that didn't even exist at the same time, Boxes of adapters to true. Tech dads, they got all that. They got all of that, And the other thing about supportive tech wife that I love is that like she uses a little bit of tech in the classroom. Like she has a couple of things that tech dad 3D printed in there, and she's like, "Yeah, I want to introduce my students to technology. It's a new era. I want to show them how to use a touch screen. Like, baby, they grew up on iPads. You don't have to do that. You don't have to do that." No matter what he is coming in on a weekend to his wife's classroom to make sure that she is set up to do like a presentation on a smart board, even though like smart boards, they were never useful. There was never a time when we needed the smart boards. Never was there a time. Yeah, instead of touch, teach them to finger type. Yeah, finger type. I mean, a lot of people still know how to finger type. Like, I feel like that's not a dying skill, but we did have to learn it when I was in school, and I don't think they do that anymore because I think they just kind of assume that you learn on your own. Anyway, this has been an incredibly long and involved rant about two kinds of people I like.